Hey guys, what's up? My name is Anthony. Welcome to another edition of B&A Sports Talk. And I think we need to calm down a little bit about the Giants. You know, we're only 5-7, and the only marquee win is really against Seattle. And any given Sunday, a team can win. Remember a couple years ago when we beat Kansas City, we were like a 1-10 team, and we went into Kansas City and we beat Alex Smith. And I think basically what I'm trying to say is I think we need to calm down. No, just kidding.
Jets coming. Carr puts some air under it. Wide open is Ruggs for the touchdown. Darnold play action. Football is loose. And the Raiders have recovered with Hankins. On first down. Hit. Ball is loose. Raiders have it again. Second strip set for the.
Meanwhile.
I think all Giants fans should be excited about this. Remember how this feels. Obviously, we're not going to win every single game for the rest of humanity, but it feels like that right now. It does. You know, Andrew Thomas, I was really worried about him in the beginning of the season. I'm texting my friends. I'm watching Andrew Thomas, and I'm like wincing at him, making mistakes, and I'm just happy because we know we have the right coach, and we know we go into any single game, and we could go mano-a-mano. I mean, we did get outdueled by Kyle Shanahan, but even in that game, it was pretty much tied going into halftime. Daniel Jones throws an interception, and then all of a sudden we're down 16-6 at halftime, and you know we never really came back in that game. But it just feels really good. That's my analysis. I was talking to my dad. I told him, I was telling everyone at the beginning of the year, the Giants are a talented team. Now it's more about coaching right now, but I'm like, you take a look at our defensive talent. James Bradbury, he was a really hyped player. Leonard Williams, Blake Martinez, these aren't scrubs. But then you take a look at a defensive talented team like the Eagles maybe, and you're like, oh, who do they have? Like Fletcher Cox, some other pieces on the defensive line maybe. They don't have any linebackers, and they have Darius Slay. And then you take a look at the maybe the Panthers, like who do they have? And they're playing well. I'm like, why not us? Why not us? And I'm just very excited about this. Now Washington just won, and I wouldn't want it any other way. Come on, Washington. That's what I love about sports. We're talking about Colin Cowherd. He has opinions. Imagine how boring it would be if every single sports commentator was just like, yeah, I'm gonna wait and see. No, but some things you have to say I'm gonna wait and see because you don't really have a strong opinion on it. You don't have like a strong sense. But it's just been great. I'm gonna start posting more on my B&A Sports Instagram. I have been posting. I don't say I'm gonna start posting more about the Bill Belichick coaching tree and how it's very interesting how things have flipped this year. With Doug Peterson, with Matt Nagy, those guys are struggling. Joe Judge is 5-7. There's something to say. We're only 5-7. We should be 6-6. We're only a game out of a wild card spot now. If we beat Tampa or we beat Dallas, we're 6-6, which is a game that we're all saying that we should win. And I'm very proud of this team. Offensive line, Shaymu isn't amazing, but I'm like, what makes a great team, what the Giants have right now? Seattle stacked the box with eight guys, and we were still able to run. We were still able to play our game and do it. And nobody really mentions the Giants off the tip of their tongue, and I think that people are going to start doing that. Like when people start mentioning great defensive coaches, I was even listening. The guy was talking on a podcast, talking about how great the Giants defense did. Then he starts talking about top defensive coordinators in the league. The first words that come out of his mouth are, he said Vic Fangio. He says Bill Belichick. He says he starts mentioning all these names. Mike Zimmer. Nobody mentions Patrick Graham. Now we have to do this over time. This is just 4 games. Let's not pretend like this is a 20-year Bill Belichick dynasty. How makes these teams great is doing it year after year. I'm not saying 20 years, but you got to start stacking on wins. I'm not afraid about losing Patrick Graham. I'm going to say this because he found home. And he's assistant head coach, and I don't think he's going to go anywhere. Now, there's always a hypothetical, where is he going to go? That sort of thing. Like, is there anywhere that really draws him? I think he's found home. I think especially after the Eagles, he has an emotional connection to this place now. This is where he's figured it all out. With Miami last year, they couldn't really figure it out on defense until like the last game. Now we're starting to stack on wins a little bit, and I'm so excited about Andrew Thomas. Now we have a culture builder. Just think about the Jets. You know, even last year, like, they were 7-9. It's like, oh, yeah, the Jets are heading the right direction. I'm not too sure. Sam Darnold, Mekhi Becton. You know, Mekhi Becton's a good player. He gets injured a lot. But, you know, take a look at that situation with the Jets. And then take a look at us going in two completely different directions. Jets fans are like, where can we get a Joe Judge? And that's what I really, really love. Odell Beckham Jr. made some comments today about Pat Shurmur, like, oh, people like rebelling on him and saying I don't really have an opinion on that. You know, it is what it is. I don't really want to make that a big point in this video. But now players are going to start wanting to come play for us. Yeah, would I welcome Yannick? Maybe. I'm still kind of iffy about it. I was never really on the Yannick train, but as far as like other guys, like Richard Sherman is now apparently going to be available. I kind of want to build an old culture in-house because, you know, those teams like the Patriots, when did they ever really bring in those types of players? You know, I don't know. We draft them up, coach them up, make people hungry, start building a culture. Now people are starting to talk about us. Now we're starting to be in the limelight a little bit. We're still, I think, with the way Logan Ryan was talking on Colin Cowherd today, I think we still have that little bit of underdog mentality. He was talking about how some of the younger players now are like really excited, and you have to be excited to come to play to win. You can't be like, oh, we're going to lose today again. Because remember, like, as much as a couple years ago, I was talking about the Chiefs earlier in the video, we had like that scenario. We were like 2-7. Oh, what if we can win every single game for the rest of the year, and then we can make the playoffs? No. Like, this year we're legitimately talking about like, okay, let's beat those dirty birds. Like, we're going duck hunting. We're being the Eagles. We were like, okay, if this team wins, and then that we had like a certain playoff scenario. No, we're actually competing for the playoffs in December. I love it. The next two quarterbacks we face have an average height of 5'9". So I'm excited to see how Patrick Graham schemes up. I was very curious to see how they did it against this game. I had my keys to the game. I'm like, okay, Deion Lewis has to block Jamal Adams. That didn't happen. I said, what else did I say? I said Patrick Graham. He has to be a good coach. That's the only thing that ended up happening. Special teams didn't really go that well. I'm not too concerned about that. We'll get better. Dalvin Tomlinson, I want to see him play a little bit better. I really do. And then Sterling Shepard, I was like, he needs to have a big game. We need a couple deep shots to the outside. We didn't even have that. And we didn't play a perfect game. And we still were the better team versus Seattle. And now Colin Cowherd's coming around to it. This whole video is just mumble-jumble thoughts, but that's sometimes what videos have to be. They can't all be structured and me talking about stats and things. Like, those videos have a certain place. I'm just happy as a Giants fan. Enjoy it. Like, imagine we lose this week. I just don't want to. I don't even think about losing. I just want to think about winning. And hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.